Welcome to today's Inspire video. I'm so happy to have you here. Today I want to show you that sometimes you don't need a big studio setup or complicated gear to create different moods and looks in your photos. Sometimes it's all about being flexible and using what you have to create different lighting situations within one simple set. And that's exactly our inspiration today. One set, but many looks. We'll be using our V-flats in front of this big window to instantly switch between bright, soft, high-key situations and dark, dramatic, low-key light, just by changing the position and angle. I'll show you exactly how we set everything up, what to pay attention to, and how I explained this idea to Chloe as a model. So she knows what we want. We want it sensual, elegant, and at the same time powerful. We want poses that work perfectly with light and shadows. I love this kind of shoots because they show how creative you can be with simple tools if you understand how light works. So stay with me, come behind scenes, watch me edit the images and see for yourself how we brought this idea to life. And of course, as always, you'll find the full behind the scenes nude video of this shoot exclusively on our Patreon account. The link is down in the description. Alright guys, I'm gonna translate the video for you because our model Chloe is from Germany, so we speak German during the shoot. And I'm trying my best to translate everything we say and to give you all the information. And let's get started. Alright guys, new set, new day, new luck. We used our V-flats and placed it in our studio to create different light sets, different variations we can shoot. So here next to the window we have almost like a high key situation when she's standing next to the window, and we have very bright but still indirect light, and it beautifully lights or highlights her body. When I shoot from her side, so I shoot right into the window, I can even do silhouettes. If I place her, let's say around the corner, if I try to avoid direct light, I can create even more shadows, and if I place her in the shadow, I can go almost like low-key situation. So we have at least, I could count 4 or 5 different light setups we can shoot with this setup. We just taped the V-flats together to create a 90-degree angle and to set them up. They are black on the one side and white on the other side, so that's very easy to use, and it's they're light but still stable. It's really like, I can highly recommend V-flats for your studio. Just use black or white duct tape to tape them together and to set them up. So that's a easy and like cheap solution for backgrounds. And you can see those 290-degree angles basically build the setup. I'm now communicating to Chloe. She has to be careful with the V-flats. Even though we placed something behind the V-flats, they are stable in the lower part, but they are not so stable here up. I tell her she can place her hands or like her back against it, but she shouldn't lean against it. So that's the safety regulations in our studio, if you like. And I think I already said in the German video that the set is gonna be black and white as well as color edit, because I love the let's call it purple lingerie on her skin. So that's really cool. That's really amazing. So the camera settings Aperture is somewhere around f1.6, f1.8. Shutter speed should be somewhere around 1/200th of a second in our studio, and the ISO are on auto. They're gonna be, it's very bright, somewhere around 100 to 400, but it's on in the auto mode, and the metering method is highlight. I want to protect the highlight. You already know this from my past videos, that I always try to protect the highlights. In some situations we have direct light as well, as you can see on the left part of the V-flat, and we start by just placing her in front of the V-flats, and once again that's very consistent in our Inspire series. I just told her that's the setup, that's the playground you have. Just move freely, just pose. We're gonna create art together. And now she starts posing, and I'm just gonna, you know, tell her if I like something or if I don't like. But keep the feedback positive. And showing her that's the setup, you know. That's what I basically just said in German. I'm just showing Chloe a few photos that she knows, like right at the beginning, that's how the photo's gonna look like. It's important for them to know as well. That's maybe the result I like to create, and that's like how I imagine it, or maybe I have to improve the one or the other thing. I now direct her a little bit more towards the light. Give her positive feedback, say that's amazing, love what you do with your hair. Just curling the hair. Perfect. Super schön. Once again, Chloe, very experienced model. She gives me time, finding my angle, taking a few shots, moving. She's not playing or dancing around, just doing her thing. She's that's very easy and very good to work, because she's really experienced. So now I'm talking to you as well, to her, and maybe sometimes even to me, that I like to change the angle. I don't like shooting like her front. I like to, now I'm trying to create some silhouettes and shooting there. Always talking about a little bit about communication. So if you like to change the angle, don't just change the angle. Talk to her and say like, I love those photos, but now I'm gonna change the angle. Please stay there. Keep doing what you're doing. That's amazing. And we hear so many models talk about photographers don't communicate that well, don't talk that much. And therefore, yeah, just talk to your models. Say, hey, I made an amazing photos. We created amazing photos. Let me show you. And then like, now I switch to the side so I can shoot silhouettes, because I'm shooting against the light source, against the window. And see the difference. Isn't that amazing? Just by me moving from point A to point B, it's a completely different look. Do you like that as well? Isn't it amazing? So already we covered 2 different light situations. Maybe you gotta change some settings of the cameras you shoot with, because going from here shooting like really front to the side and to creating silhouettes, maybe you have to increase the shutter speed, shooting a little bit faster, and then going back to 1/200th of a second. I'm trying to protect the highlights. That's what I always do, even if it's the window in this case, or maybe her skin. I don't want the skin tones too bright in the photo as well. I don't want 100% whites in the photos. I don't want to lose any information, therefore. Either use the exposure compensation on the camera. You can use shutter speed to correct that. Looks amazing. Chloe's doing, like, she looks amazing by just standing there, to be honest. So she's really doing a great job just being gorgeous and just standing there and like giving her feedback, and she's not overposing. That's really amazing. Just being natural as well. And I now tell her to turn her torso and her upper body, her shoulders a little bit towards the light source, so I don't lose highlights on her upper body. That's like your job. Seeing that is definitely your job. And this feedback has to be given to our models, therefore. Now I'm asking her to put her hands, use the V-flats to lean a little bit away, almost like pushing away from the V-flats. I really love how she's posing there. Once again, telling her up front, I'm moving to the side, creating silhouettes, telling her I'm gonna change the settings, just give me a second, and then she can know. And now she's one time just slightly adjusting the posture, the pose she's doing. Looks amazing. Once again, I like her hair on her back. In this case, she has really long hair, so the ponytail on the back, it's like really gorgeous, really amazing. It's quite hot in the studio. We don't have air condition. It's a very old building and we are not allowed to put air condition in there, unfortunately. Therefore it's quite warm during the summer and it's a little bit chilly during winter, but we try to heat the place. So, but Chloe is standing in front of the window there, and so it's really quite warm. Now I'm asking for a little bit of attitude, for a little bit of like stronger posing. She's really good in doing that. Richtig cool. Was ich jetzt gerade mache, ich bin gerade im Querformat, bin ein bisschen zurückgegangen und nutze auch die Fläche des Vorhangs. So what I did now, what I'm talking about is now I switched from portrait format to landscape format in the camera. I stepped back a few steps and I created, I basically found a fifth way of shooting and using the setup by stepping back and using both the window, here you can see it, the window and the V-flats to create this black and white background. That's really cool. Chloe loves it as well. Und darum sage ich, auch wenn ihr solche Variationen dann mal entdeckt, auch während des Shootings, bleibt nicht bei der Idee, sondern man kann sich da ruhig ein bisschen bewegen. Einfach open-minded, schaut, wohin euch die Idee führt. Mit dem Flow, Chloe, oder? So that's amazing, that's gorgeous. So we don't have just the black background, so we can, like within the silhouettes, I used it already, but it's very high key, even the black V-flats, because they're a little bit shiny. The surface is a little bit shiny. It's very bright, but when I shoot in landscape format and put the window and the curtains in there, you have like a white background, a black background, and her standing in front of the black. It's really gorgeous. And I now talk about what I said earlier to you. It's so easy to work with Chloe because she gives you the time to find the right angle, to experiment, to create different looks, to, you know, she's not just doing her thing, she's really aware of how you shoot, how fast you find your angle, your crop, whatever, and so that's really cool. This is like, we never used this setup before. That's the first time, but it's like shooting with models, it's really cool. I wouldn't do this with a client because it's so hard for clients to stand just in front of a wall and act natural or to pose natural and to look amazing. For me, with clients, boudoir or fine art nude photography always is like put them in some kind of a situation that's more natural. And if it's just a couch or if it's just the bed, it's so much easier for them to be surrounded in some kind of situation that's known and to have context. And so that's what, for me, that's what separates like clients to models. Usually I don't place clients in front just of a V-flat or a wall. It's just too hard. But with models, if they can pose, if they know what they're doing, gorgeous, amazing. I'm not talking about portraits. I hope you recognize that. Portraits, always in front of V-flats, even with clients. So it's not about posing the body. So now we're using the corner for her to, in some kind, hide and in some kind avoid the light hitting her. And you can see here the difference in the light setup. You can see how she can, here you can see beautifully how she can hide, how it influences the light, or how you create shadows on her skin, in her face, on her body. It's richtig cool. Like, look at that. That's amazing. It's so cool.
Schau mal das. Also hier Knochen und Wangen. Super. Auch die Hände.
Come on, guys. Give yourself a fist pump, you know? Be a little bit proud of yourself if you create amazing stuff. I'm really pumped. So that's we had this one Inspire video where I had the feeling I really sucked. Okay, so that happens as well. That should be part of the Inspire series, to show that sometimes not everything works you know, try to create, or you imagine, or you like think you could do, and you know, try to be creative. But in this case, I was really pumped, and I am really pumped because it's really cool. And just updating you, the aperture is f1.8, the shutter speed is 1/200th of a second. ISO are on auto. We are at the moment between 200 and 320, and we're still in the metering mode highlight. So just an update on the camera settings.
Dreh dich ein bisschen mehr auf, dafür kannst du ein kleines Stückchen nach hinten. Ja, heraus.
Once again, a little bit correcting and directing Chloe to turn a little bit more towards the window. What I'm focusing on is creating those highlights and shadows on her skin. That's great depth, that creates interest, that creates contrast. So that's the way we create the shape and form in our photos. And now I'm talking about the angle I'm shooting, and that's probably everyone is a little bit different with that. I just told you, I just told the German audience that I love shooting women a little bit from a little bit shooting up on them to give the impression they're a little bit taller, they're a little bit stronger. I like strong, sensual, feminine women. So therefore I'm shooting, I often shoot a little bit shooting a little bit up on them, you know, getting a little bit lower with my perspective. Everyone is a little bit different. So just find out what you prefer, what do you like. Do you like those sweeter ones from high above? I don't know. Is this like how you prefer and how you see women, or do you like a strong sensual look, then shoot a little bit up? Do you like it on like eye level? Then do this. It's like really up to you. That's just what I prefer. So now we placed her in the shadow. No light is hitting her directly, so it's a little bit softer. You can see like even in the video footage that it's a more even light that's hitting her. And it seems I wasn't really excited about that. So I changed it. I quickly changed it and got her back in front of the window. I can tell you like right now why, but it seems obvious to me that I made a few photos. Maybe the light was too even on her skin, so we didn't create any depth at all. Then it's like, makes no sense to shoot that. Then what worked? Go back to what worked. So once again, in front of the window, strong posing, shooting a little bit up. So I guess I'm sitting on my chair, moving around, giving her feedback, saying that's awesome, that's gorgeous. Awesome. And once again, show her the photos. They are really. So this is the look in the shadow. It's like, it seems too flat for me. So that's obvious the reason. Like you can see the contrast on the last photos here. So I like to create more form and more shape, and therefore I quickly changed the one where she's standing in the shadows. All right, now photo editing. We created 34, or we chose 34 photos out of the shoot. We have 3 silhouette photos, and therefore we're gonna edit them. So first I'm gonna choose one of our beautiful Boudoir Secrets Masterclass presets. For the silhouette ones, I'm going with the black and white look. Silhouette photos for me, like 99% are black and white edits, silhouettes, always. Correcting the white balance, correcting the exposure, going up by 1 stop, going a little bit lower, it's just a half stop now, and decreasing the shadows as well by 25. Then the last thing, as always, is crop and upright. You can see sometimes I'm really not good in shooting properly, so therefore corrected the upright, corrected the crop, and that's gorgeous. Next one, I'm now selecting the silhouettes. I'm gonna sync everything. Unfortunately, still I can show you the menu, but I sync basically everything. But the transform, the crop, the healing, and the masking, and I think the HDR, those 5 I don't check, but everything else is checked, and I'm gonna sync everything to those silhouette photos. And then I just have to adjust the crop and adjust the upright, give it a last overall check on the exposure, and that's the way how you really edit fast and to get consistent results. So if you like to shoot a series, there should be like a consistent edit and a consistent look as well. All right, then we have the photos next to the window. Here I'm gonna set the white balance first. The white balance in our studio is 5500 with a tint of 15. You can use the white balance tool as well to select a neutral spot in your photo. Next, I'm going to choose one of our beautiful Boudoir Secrets Masterclass presets. The link, if you like to purchase and use them, is below this video as usual. I'm not just using the Boudoir Secrets Masterclass Color Dark, I'm also giving it a look, and therefore I'm gonna scroll through the looks. I'm gonna choose the look 2 Manchester, and I'm gonna decrease the amount to 66. I usually use something between 33% and 66%, sometimes 50, somewhere around that, or those numbers. And then I'm gonna just give it a quick skin correction with our Boudoir Secrets Masterclass Portrait Soft Skin. Decrease the amount to 50, just to have beautiful soft skins, and sync everything to the 3 or 2 other photos I want to edit in color. You can see this was on my old computer, very slow. I'm really looking forward on showing you the edits on my new, my first Mac. I switched to Mac. I'm a late developer, like in this part, but editing on my Mac is like really amazing, so much faster, really makes fun. Yeah, just, you know, adjusting the crop, adjusting the upright. Here try to get rid of the window to place her on the black background. All right guys, now I'm just gonna fix a few spots here with the healing tool in the background, because those V flats, we use them a lot. They have a few spots, and you can just, you know, clean up the background, just, you know, a tiny bit. All right, that's about it. That's about the editing. Create a consistent look. Love the color edits, love the black and white edits, and now you can sync everything on those other photos. Thanks for being here today. I hope you've seen how easy it can be to play with light and still create stunning images. And if you're ready to really level up your photography and learn how to create professional portrait, boudoir and nude photos, then check out our 6-week challenge, the online photography course for portrait, boudoir and nude photography. The link is down in the description. If you enjoyed this video, click right here. There's another Inspire video waiting for you. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our content.